Welcome to the Segmented Podcast, the show where we bring you 3 segments each episode, ranging from discussion to improv. How are you doing, Ben? Because we call you Ben now.
I'm doing miserable.
At least you're not doing serendipitous. That was quite embarrassing for you. At least we know that miserable is at least an adjective. So, I mean, it's not great. It's not great that you're doing miserably, but also at least you got an adjective. So, I mean,
I'm doing unfortunate.
I'm doing quite well because reasons that you'll find out at the end of the episode. We're going to ditch the random word of the day because I think it's fun, but like
Ow.
we have a much cooler way to end the show. So, well, you stay tuned for that. Anyway, we have a great show lined up for you. The first segment we're going to do is called Clickbait Guess, because we don't have a good name for it yet, where basically it's like 2 truths and a lie, but we present the other with clickbait titles from YouTube, exclusively YouTube. And then segment 2, we're going to break a story called The Fourth Hour, which we briefly referenced in last episode of the Best Friend Day special, which was really enjoyable. If you haven't checked that out, link will be in the show notes. It was great, and it was fun to have each of our friends on. And then we're going to finish it off with a segment known as Segway.
Our first segment, as Noah said, is Clickbait Guess, because we don't have any other name for it. We've done it once before, I think. And so essentially each of us has 3 different clickbait titles that we've picked off of YouTube, and we're going to read them to the other. 2 of them we picked are real, and 1 of them is fake.
Okay,
All right, who's going first?
you should go first.
All right, so I suppose I'll just go through all 3 of them. The first one is 10 creepy things scientists have found in caves.
Okay, that's a top 10 list, which you could make a top 10 list of anything, and all of them will sound legit. So, okay, top 10 creepiest things that they have found in caves, you said?
Yes,
Okay.
scientists have found in
Okay,
caves.
scientists, right. Of course, specifically scientists. Okay.
The second one is a husband divorced his wife after looking closer at this photo he took of her.
Oh, okay. Ooh, okay, that one also seems kind of legit. Okay, next.
The last one is an elderly couple took the same photo every season, but nothing could prepare me for the last one.
Okay, so the first one was the top 10 list of the scientist cave thing. The
Yep.
second one was
Husband divorced wife
Yeah.
after looking closer at photo.
okay, I'm gonna say the third one is your fake one.
The third one is the fake one.
Okay, yes, I got it. Boom, roasted.
Unfortunately not.
What? Oh, come on. Why'd you, what?
It's
Is the second one the fake one?
It's the first one.
Oh my gosh, so
'Cause
my line
I-
of thinking wasn't completely off.
Because you'd think I'd be clever, and I'd make the hard one to think of be the one that I thought of, but no.
Oh.
The really lazy one is the one I came up with.
Okay, but no joke. I bet top 10 creepiest things
I even
scientists...
had a fake channel called Virtual Hub I was going to reference. Or, sorry, not Virtual, Viral Hub. And I had a
Viral
little
Hub?
thumbnail with like a blue VH in the corner. Because those top
Perfect.
10s always have little like
Yeah,
icons
little
in the
watermarks.
corners. I hate it.
Yeah. Okay, scientists have found in caves. I'm Googling it. 5 scary things found in caves and mines caught on tape. Top 10 of the world's creepiest underground caves. 10 unexpected things found in caves. Strange in all caps. Strange things found in caves.
Oh,
5 mysterious
no.
things found in caves around the world. So it doesn't ever mention scientists, but
Yeah,
it's
I
definitely
think that's a little
theme.
too specific. But
Yes, it's all good.
I think the third one was really funny because it's so obvious. Like, elderly couple took the same photo every season, except the last one got me because one of them's dead. It's obvious that one or both of them are going to die. It literally says elderly couple. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not clickbait because I already know what the ending is.
A headline's
I-
not an article.
I
Okay.
am curious about the husband divorcing the wife, though. I might go back and click on.
No, this is what they want from you.
All right, give it to me.
This is experiment in all caps. Oh, sorry, just the word experiment is in all caps. Experiment. Glowing 1,000 degree meat chopper, also in caps, versus 10 lighters. Okay? And then another one is what could go wrong? Super funny moments and fails compilation. And 3.
Of just general, just funny things.
Yep. And then another one, tiger prank, Chinatown, New York.
Tiger prank.
Tiger prank, all caps, and then it says Chinatown, New York.
tiger prank. I don't want that one to be real, but I bet it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what was the first one? It was a meat
first one
chopper
was-
and a lighter, right?
Okay, so I'm gonna emphasize the words that are in all caps. Experiment, glowing 1,000 degree meat chopper versus 10 lighters. Then the second one is what could go wrong! Exclamation mark. Super funny moments and fails compilation.
You know what?
And then third is tiger prank, all caps. Chinatown, New York. Well, it just says
See,
Chinatown
the third one
NY.
seems like something you could format as something prank and location, but it just seems too specific to me to have a tiger. I might just go with my own train of thought and go with the second one because it's the most general.
Okay. So the fake one was tiger prank, Chinatown, New
Dang
York.
it! Ah.
But there was an actual video that I found called leopard prank, all caps, and then a location. So yeah,
Dang.
leopard prank.
Still,
And
that was a good one.
Oh yeah, it was called leopard prank, Camden Town. But I opted to change it to Chinatown and do the tiger one.
So the first one is real, and I can go find that and watch it right now.
Yes, you can. There's multiple that seem to be exactly the same videos. I was trying to Google it to see the thumbnail in order to describe the thumbnail to you.
There were
but
so many.
There was like a bunch of results for it, but there's only one that I saw that was 10 lighters. So
I do want to point out that all the thumbnails, except for the one I made, had either a red circle or a red box with arrows on it.
what, the elderly thing had red boxes?
No, it's literally just a picture of an elderly couple, a sweet elderly couple on a sidewalk with a big red circle on them, as if the audience can't see that there's two people standing in the middle. Okay, there's a part of your brain that exists that is meant to just identify things that it's familiar to.
Yes.
Other people, humans. When you look at the thumbnail, not only is it going to be drawn to the center because of its composition, but because it's two people. Why would you circle it? A red circle doesn't add anything to the... I'm sorry. I'm very frustrated.
My gosh. That's so perfect. Even if you gave me that example of the clickbait, I would have guessed that one because that's ridiculous and stupid, but that's real, and that makes me sad.
Yeah, if we shared the thumbnails, you'd be like, what the heck? Why would you circle the old people?
Yeah, right? Why would you circle the old people? Two young people say, why would you circle the old people?
Segment number 2. We're going to break a story, but not just any story. We're going to break a story called The Fourth Hour. Now, normally we pick our stories from defont.com off of a font name that some font creator has made. But this one is from the last episode, as Noah said. Noah, do you want to give the story as to how we came up with The Fourth Hour?
Yes. So, basically, if you didn't listen to the last episode, which I would highly suggest, we only did 2 segments, sorry for that, but it was still really enjoyable. So
they were great.
Go check it out. It will be in the show notes or on your subscription feed thing. So basically, we were talking about the Lord of the Rings trilogy and how it's very long. It's like 11 and a half hours to watch all the extended editions. And so Ben made a comment saying, yeah, once you get to the 4th hour, it's just terrible or whatever. And so his friend Chris, he basically said, the 4th hour. It sounds like a terrible indie horror film. And then Ben, actually, I'll just play the audio clip right here.
It was rough.
Yeah.
I like me some Lord of the Rings, but once you get on the 4th hour, it gets a little draining. I gotta admit.
Yeah.
4th hour.
You're laughing, but there's like 13 hours?
No, it's 11 hours and like something minutes with the extended edition, but with the
laugh-
normal it's like 8 hours.
Oh,
but,
yeah, only 8 hours of Lord of the Rings.
honey, you don't
I'm
know
only
until
laughing
you binge watch the
'cause the
full
4th
11
hour.
hours.
You know
Sounds
what?
like a really stupid indie horror film.
The 4th hour.
Fourth hour.
We're gonna break that next episode.
Oh, let's do that. That's what we'll do.
There you go.
That was the story. That was in the last episode. If you want to go listen to the whole episode, link in the show notes. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do it. We're going to fulfill our promises because we do. We
Break
do
an
that.
indie horror film.
Yeah, we are. Called The 4th Hour. And I have some ideas.
I don't really have any specific ideas. I know we did a horror movie before, something with the red light, maybe.
Oh, yeah. It was called The Red Light.
Yeah,
or something.
It was some robot or something. Anyway,
Yeah, it
fourth
seemed
hour.
really cool. Yeah, the fourth hour. So the robot one was more of a suspense film like Alien, where you would see the light and instantly you would understand that that is evil or bad. I feel like the fourth hour isn't suspense as much as it is like just chills down your spine, creepy.
Yeah. Okay. Whenever there's movies that are based on time, I really like when the film is like super slow.
Yeah.
And like maybe each hour or each half hour is like split into like segments or chapters. Maybe someone's trying to survive
this is a
something.
4-hour movie.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. So we take the comment I made literally and we make it a 4-hour movie.
Yes, and because it's an indie film, we can do whatever the heck we want, or we can make it a 4.5-hour movie. So there's 15 minutes at the beginning and the end for a beginning and like a conclusion type deal.
I feel like 4 hours, like exactly, would be really satisfying.
Okay,
of course, no one's gonna come to the premiere at the Sundance Festival, but we don't care. We just think it's fun that it's 4 hours long.
We're gonna have our own Sundance Festival. It's called the Moon Romp. And it's gonna be great.
It's gotta be your movie has to be at least 3 hours long to submit it.
Yes, it's called the Moon Romp because we watch it from dusk till dawn, until the moon comes out.
I also just realized because of its length, we're supposed to be indie, right? Our budget is through the roof because essentially every minute of like movie you have, you're adding to the budget. Because you have to pay people. Well, the great thing about this
is the fact that they're just a lot of really long takes, so we don't have to spend too much on the edit.
Oh, yeah. We have like 10-minute scenes where it's one take. That'd be cool.
Yeah, but the thing about one takes is that they're very difficult. But I think that it would be really cool to have. It would start like how Majora's Mask does. It's like dawn of the first day or something.
Right. Exactly.
But it would be like start of the first hour, and then as soon it would like be a build up, it would set up the things, and then once 1 hour's into it, it would be. So I mean, we could experiment with the whole thing like once it's 4 o'clock in the morning and it's the 4th hour of the day or something, then something bad happens, or we could just use that as a premise for the 4 hours of the movie, so we can do things in chunks and then add exactly an hour.
Yeah,
that is when something happens.
Maybe the movie, like the story doesn't necessarily have to do with 4 hours, but like the fact that whatever's taking place is actually taking 4. Do we want, because if the movie's called the movie
has to be 4 hours long. It's got to be 4 hours long, and it concludes on the 4th hour of something. But I think like the whole thing, the whole trope about like, oh, once midnight strikes, everyone dies, but it's like different times, but. So, like, once 666 happens, that's when everyone...
Hold on. If the movie's 4 hours long, and the time that passes in the movie is 4 hours long, that means we have to, like, boyhood it, and we have to make every single monotonous minute of a totally real life happening without any jump cuts be interesting for 4 hours.
I haven't seen Boyhood yet. But I'm pretty sure they did that in a different way.
Right, but like you know what I'm saying, right? Like, we are skipping nothing.
Oh, like 24. There's that show called 24, and they had a season was 24 episodes long, and each episode was an hour long, and every minute is equal to 1 minute of real time. Also, Dollhouse, I think, did that. So I think we'll do that. We'll do that.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a 4-hour-long movie, and it's in real time, and we need to somehow make it interesting. And have slow parts and fast parts, but the only way we can do that is by doing the music and the score really well.
Okay,
and
we gotta have
fast cuts and stuff where it's
we have to have multiple characters. I think we have to have lots of characters that we're following in order for it to be interesting all 4 hours.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That way we can sort of jump cut.
We have like 5 characters and 2 of them are expendable.
So they die.
Yes, they will die. They definitely will.
5 characters, 2 of them definitely die.
And 2 of them get seriously injured.
Maybe they're all separate at the beginning, and at the end, the 3 come together. We should probably figure out setting first.
Yes, setting. Okay. What's something that is still ominous and creepy, but not trite? Oh, I got it. A cabin in the woods. Wait, no.
See, I was thinking all of the like time in the world like stops for 4 hours. Except for 5 people, and there's these terrible, like, fearsome, just, like, disgusting space-time aliens
Ooh, cool. So this is like a sci-fi horror. That's cool.
Sure.
I like
I'm
this
just
idea.
trying to think time though. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I like that idea. Oh, but if they make time stop, then wait, I have an idea. What if some sort of parasitic alien comes to Earth, which is kind of like Alien, but not really, and then they inform them that they have 4 hours in order to stop the infection or something.
Oh, it's like super efficient or something like that.
Yeah. So, like, the
Um,
government is on it, like Super 8, and things are happening. This really changed. This is no longer an indie horror film, really. But yeah, maybe, like, Michael Bay Transformers objectively bad effects blowing up everywhere.
Yeah,
I
maybe
don't
it's
know.
like super campy and just like
Yeah.
everything looks garbage, but like we're so passionate about the premise and like how cool we think the idea is that we just throw everything at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What will actually happen? That's the plot. Our heroes can go through trials and tribulation of. So, like, I do really like the idea that it is in real time, so that's cool. And that it is kind of still horror and eerie, but if it's a 4-hour movie, I feel as though we have times of really fast pace and really slow pace. Like, this is a multi-genre film. There's going to be horror and suspense parts. There's also going to be
But it only
sci-fi
takes
action
place
parts.
in 4 hours, so we need like one location that all the characters are in. Or they're all in locations that they can either get to each other in less than like 30 minutes, or they don't come in contact with each other. Or maybe we have a prologue epilogue that doesn't take place in the 4 hours.
So it takes place in a small town, and aliens come in, and they choose to be in a small town because they're smart, and they don't want to be bombarded and killed by the government or something, and they know about this because they've observed us for a bunch of years and whatever. So they go into a small town in order to make it so they can still set in their parasite, grow it, and infect the world because they just need a small patch of it, one small town at a time. And so my idea was, like in Super 8, if you've ever seen that, the aliens actually go underneath the ground and kind of start their own like headquarters. I'm thinking that our heroes try to get down there this whole time, and it's kind of like a maze.
All right.
Yeah, and so what they need to do is they need to go in and kill the mother, which is super trite, but I think it would work.
I like it. I like the movies that are like, the aliens were smart enough to come and plan this out and infect us in a certain way. But also they're really gross and kind of like animals, and they like have a mother and they create tunnels like they're ants or something, you know?
Yes, they do create tunnels. That is exactly how it works, and there's a bunch of little aliens.
A bunch of little ones.
Yes, okay. So that's the plot. And basically, 2 of the characters will die along the way. I don't exactly know who because we don't have characters. So, and then it all takes place within the span of 4 hours. So you can see every little thing that ends up happening.
All right.
I think that's pretty cool. I would watch
So
that.
I feel like we have 2 characters that die.
Uh-huh. And
A third character I think needs to like lose like a limb. I know that sounds pretty bad.
yes,
Or like
they
a
lose their
sense.
left leg.
And like there's like a 20-minute section of the movie where like they're like kind of dying because like they just got like their whatever, they lost whatever that, or got broken or amputated or whatever, and they're just sitting with one of the other characters, and maybe they're like, oh man, I'm dying.
This is a major point of character development.
Cliche. I did this when I was a kid, even though maybe they're like only a teenager or something, or maybe they are a kid. Blah blah blah. My grandfather. Blah blah blah. My mom. Blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? And the
This
other
is when
person's
we
like,
learn about the character and we start caring about him and understand his motives.
okay,
Which
so
he loses his left arm, like Bucky Barnes, and so he loses his left arm in order to save the girl that's in the group that he's in love with. Yes.
yes,
Uh-huh.
yes,
And
then
then-
that he sits with that girl like wherever they're
Yes.
trapped somewhere.
Uh-huh.
And they think they're both gonna die, and he thinks he's gonna like die really soon because he lost
Yeah.
his arm or whatever.
And then she's all like, no, you're going to be okay. And then he's like bleeding out. And then at the end of the movie, he gets medical attention. He gets a new arm and whatever, because this is taking place in the future probably. And then they both live happily ever after. They're like our 2 main protagonists.
I don't know if we have time for like happily ever after. Like, here's what happens. I feel like we pull like kind of maybe a Percy Jackson, Harry Potter thing, where we have one character that we probably root for the most, and then
Yes.
the other 2 kind of like each other, but they're both they both have enough going that you could consider them main characters too.
Oh,
Actually, we
yeah,
have
okay.
5 that we're following, so we have to.
No, we killed 2 of them though, so we have 3 by
How
the end.
soon do we
Kill them when they go into the aliens. Do they go into the actual alien to kill them?
What if the whole tunnel system is one just like gross organism?
Giant alien? I love it.
Yeah, or something like that.
They have
Oh
to get to the
gosh.
heart. Yes.
Oh.
Ooh, it's real slimy.
That
This is not
sounds
gonna
like
be.
Pacific.
This is not gonna be a
Pacific
cheap
Rim.
movie to make. This is gonna be really expensive.
No, it's
Um,
campy. Remember, we got like spray foam painted pink.
Ah, yes, of course. Silly string. This is perfect. This is good. This is great.
I think. Do we want to come up with like maybe an ending and then call it good?
Yeah, so the ending is they end up killing the animal, the alien, and that then kills all the people or all the parasites that were infecting people.
'Cause-
And every so often it like intercuts with a clock that is someplace else. I don't exactly know what the clock is doing, but it basically is showing how much time they have left before it happens.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, so they end up killing it. Then the character with the left arm gone, some girl, they get on it and whatever, and they live happily ever after.
Yeah, and maybe
Yeah.
the third wheel character has like. Maybe he like really likes working on cars, and then when it's all over, he's like, I guess I'm gonna go back and work on cars.
Yes.
And then he goes
perfect.
back, and maybe he's got a little sister or a dad that also likes working on cars with him. And then
Yes.
it's just like slow pan out.
Yes, and it all takes place in real time. So, so we have to show this progression. Actually, we kind of have to end it like near after they blow up the thing.
Yeah. So he can't have happily
There's-
ever after.
It
Exactly.
pans. How about it? They look up into the sky, and then the camera goes out into the sky, looks at the horizon, and then it ends with them staring
Yeah,
up at the
yeah,
sky.
like-
Cause that,
Right after the conflict is solved,
yes,
it ends, and we kind of Birdman it. I like
yes.
that.
Anyway, I think that's a good movie.
The 4th hour.
The Fourth Hour. Buy it on Blu-ray, November 26th, 2014.
Straight to
Wait.
VHS.
Straight to VHS. If we ever make this movie, wait, no, it wouldn't even fit on a VHS. It's 4 hours long.
Nope.
Straight to VHS. It'll be on 2 VHS tapes. Oh.
Our next segment is called Segway. It's the Segway segment. I can't think of any other words that start with seg.
Segway.
Maybe if you're from Minnesota, like your eyes seg.
That
Or
was
Wisconsin,
stupid.
you know what I'm saying?
That was a stupid joke.
I'm sorry. I was trying to think of something else that's a seg. You could do the other Segway, the one that you ride on, because that's not what this. Okay, this segment doesn't have 2 wheels. What we do is we use Wikipedia and we try to have a conversation by generating random Wikipedia articles. And
We're gonna do it for 2 minutes. We're gonna do a 2-minute conversation and try to find some sort of segue between these random articles. A lot of them are just places, so a lot of the resulting segues are just, oh yeah, that's a place in the world, right? Do you know what else is? Barcelona. But, it's a magical place. And so
and here's this random person that did this like 200 years ago.
we have to try to think of them. It's like an improv game, kind of, but it's also kind of a discussion.
It's also kind of gibberish because a lot of it's just like, like
It's
what
fun
do you
for us,
say?
so I hope it's fun for you guys to listen to.
Exactly.
Do you want to start?
Of course. So there's this guy that affected me a lot back in 1965 named William N. Branham.
Yes.
He was an influential American Christian minister and a faith healer. And he initiated this like healing revival after World War II. Because like, you know how throughout history, like a lot of times there's like religious revivals and then kind of downfalls and revivals. So he was kind of like
Yes.
the leader, like the post World War II one. Anyway, yeah, back in 1965, he helped me out a lot.
Was he from the South?
Actually, yeah, he's from Kentucky.
Yeah, okay, so South. It reminds me of this anthology, speculative fiction anthology called Southern Blood from Australia.
Got
It
it.
was-
Yeah,
yeah.
I know that one.
Authored by Bill Congreve. He was the
course.
editor and he compiled all these
brother.
books. Yeah. It was actually first published in 2003 And then later, it won Best Anthology at the Bram Stoker Awards in 2004.
Oh, I mean, that's pretty cool. Do you know if there was any football there?
Yes, Australia, probably. It's Australia.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember something about Australia does a lot of different sports, but they do some football. And surprisingly enough, there's a lot of small countries that have football, but usually the other football, not the American one. Kind of like the HFK Trebek, which is a Czech Republic football club. What are you talking about? Surely you know the
fine.
HFK Trebek football club.
It's fine. Yeah. Do you know football's a game, right? Do you know what
Right.
other kind of games there are? There's video games, and there's a type of game called a platformer game. And this one I actually have heard of. It's called Takashi no Chozayo. I don't know Japanese, but that's its Japanese name. But it's more widely known in the U.S. as Takashi's Challenge or Takeshi's Challenge.
Yeah.
Which, have you heard of that? Because
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
JonTron did a video about that, and it's very, very enjoyable. I would highly suggest it. I will leave that in the show notes.
One of my favorite Japanese games, I think, is Katamari. Is that what it's called? Katamari?
Yeah, the one where you.
Yeah,
Run-
okay.
yes.
So it turns out there's actually this town named El Potrero, and it's in this country called Catamarca, which is
Oh yeah,
pronounced
that's very
a lot
close
like
to Katamari. Yeah.
Like Katamari. Yeah, I mean, sorta. It's a village, and that's literally it. That's all.
Oh
I
yeah.
have.
In that town, they celebrate time, right? They don't celebrate time, but they use time, right? Probably.
I mean, I would hope. Yes. Yeah. Of course.
So yeah. Did you know that there's a form of year called the Ibsen year, which is Norwegian, and it is or was the Norwegian government official celebration of Henrik Ibsen in 2006, marking the 100th anniversary of his death. So after 100 years, they celebrated the Ibsen year, and it was included cultural events in multiple countries, including an opening ceremony in Oslo, and attended by the royal family. True story.
Where is this?
It was celebrated all over the place, including Egypt and the United States.
Wow. Yeah, because see, Norway, they were actually a part of this free trade agreement between China and Peru called the China-Peru Free Trade Agreement, and there's like 40 countries that signed it. But yeah, Norway was one of them. It's
Interesting.
Really great agreement. I understand all of it, definitely.
Yes.
It eliminated obstacles to trade.
That was in China and Peru, actually, they have a lot of different types of insects. Not including at all, but it definitely is in fact an insect, is the Sclerodermus, which is kind of looks like an ant, but it's a genus of cuckoo wasps in the family Bethalidae. There are at least 20 described species of Sclerodermus. True story.
Wow. Peru. I think they were big in the football cup. I forget what it's called. It's soccer. You know what I'm talking about, right?
The World Cup, yeah.
Yeah, the World Cup. So speaking of football, actually,
We were talking about
even
puns,
though
but
this
that's
is like three back, hey, if you want to try to connect
Continue.
insects
Go.
to the Karaiskakis stadium disaster, which actually isn't funny. It was a disaster in a stadium where this door collapsed on a bunch of people, and
Yikes.
21 people died, and it was during a
Ooh.
soccer game. It's really bad. It was in Greece.
That is a disaster. Did you say he was at a stadium? Do you know what else
Yeah,
was
big-
at a stadium?
big stadium.
American
What?
football, which Eric Alexander was a linebacker for the New England Patriots from American football.
Wow,
True
what
story.
a great guy.
Yeah, I think we're done here.
I think we're really done. Yeah, I was gonna say. That is the end of our show. We hope you did enjoy it. What did we learn today, Noah?
Well, we learned first and foremost that if you're gonna make a 4-hour movie, it has to encompass a lot of genres.
I also learned that top 10s are really easy to come up with. And a lot of times, if you come up with one, it probably exists somewhere.
Yes, I also learned that everything results back to football.
I also found out giant aliens can live under the ground of small towns. I learned that. You can find us on Twitter at Nomich and at Tendo. Email us at segmented.fm@gmail.com and support the podcast on Patreon at patreon.com/segmentedfm, where you can get an extra segment every episode.
Which
as
we
long
are
as
not doing as much recently, but that's fine.
But that's, I mean,
It's fine. It's fine.
But you could also listen to our recording sessions live, which we definitely also do. But the best way you can support the podcast is to leave a review on iTunes and share it with your friends.
And with that, I leave you with the sound of a glove smacking against a window while pie is being thrown at a angry man. I just looked at a bunch of random things in my thing and I was like, I guess that works.
Like, I imagined you like looking there.
I like this new ending thing.